Northwest Ordinance, officially titled An Ordinance for the Government of the Territory of the United States Northwest of the River Ohio. The Northwest Ordinance was adopted on July 13, 1787, by the Confederation Congress, the one-house legislature operating under the Articles of Confederation. An ordinance for the government of the territory of the United States northwest of the river Ohio. Section 1. Be it ordained by the United States in Congress assembled, that the said territory for the purposes of temporary government be one district, subject, however, to be divided into two districts as future circumstances may, in the opinion of Congress, make it expedient. Section 2. Be it ordained by the authority aforesaid, that the estates, both of resident and non-resident proprietors in the said territory, dying intestate, shall descend to and be distributed among their children, and the descendants of a deceased child in equal parts, the descendants of a deceased child or grandchild to take the share of their deceased parent in equal parts among them. And where there shall be no children or descendants, then in equal parts to the next of kin in equal degree, and among collaterals the children of a deceased brother or sister of the interstate shall have in equal parts among them their deceased parents' share, and there shall be in no case a distinction between kindred of the whole and half-blood, saving in all cases to the widow of the intestate her third part of the real estate for life, and 1/3 part of the personal estate, and this law relative to descents and dower shall remain in full force until altered by the legislature of the district, and until the governor and judges shall adopt laws, as hereinafter mentioned. Estates in the said territory may be devised or bequeathed by wills in writing, signed and sealed by him or her in whom the estate may be, being of full age, and attested by 3 witnesses, and real estates may be conveyed by lease and release, or bargain and sale, signed, sealed, and delivered by the person being of full age, in whom the estate may be, and attested by 2 witnesses, provided such wills be duly proved, and such conveyances be acknowledged, or the execution thereof duly proved, and be recorded within 1 year after proper magistrates, courts, and registers shall be appointed for that purpose, and personal property may be transferred by delivery, saving, however, to the French and Canadian inhabitants and other settlers of the Kaskaskis, St. Vincent's, and the neighboring villages who have heretofore professed themselves citizens of Virginia, their laws and customs now in force among them, relative to the descent and conveyance of property. Section 3. Be it ordained by the authority aforesaid, that there shall be appointed from time to time by Congress a governor, whose commission shall continue in force for the term of 3 years, unless sooner revoked by Congress. He shall reside in the district, and have a freehold estate therein in 1,000 acres of land, while in the exercise of his office. Section 4. There shall be appointed from time to time by Congress a secretary, whose commission shall continue in force for 4 years, unless sooner revoked. He shall reside in the district, and have a freehold estate therein in 500 acres of land, while in the exercise of his office. It shall be his duty to keep and preserve the acts and laws passed by the legislature, and the public records of the district, and the proceedings of the governor in his executive department, and transmit authentic copies of such acts and proceedings every 6 months to the Secretary of Congress. There shall also be appointed a court to consist of 3 judges, any 2 of whom to form a court, who shall have a common law jurisdiction and reside in the district, and have each therein a freehold estate in 500 acres of land, while in the exercise of their offices, and their commissions shall continue in force during good behavior. Section 5. the governor and judges, or a majority of them, shall adopt and publish in the district such laws of the original states, criminal and civil, as may be necessary and best suited to the circumstances of the district, and report them to Congress from time to time, which laws shall be in force in the district until the organization of the General Assembly therein, unless disapproved of by Congress, but afterwards the legislature shall have authority to alter them as they shall think fit. Section 6. The governor, for the time being, shall be commander-in-chief of the militia, appoint and commission all officers in the same below the rank of general officers. All general officers shall be appointed and commissioned by Congress. Section 7. Previous to the organization of the General Assembly, the governor shall appoint such magistrates and other civil officers in each county or township as he shall find necessary for the preservation of the peace and good order in the same. After the General Assembly shall be organized, the powers and duties of the magistrates and other civil officers shall be regulated and defined by the said assembly, but all magistrates and other civil officers not herein otherwise directed shall during the continuance of this temporary government be appointed by the governor. Section 8. For the prevention of crimes and injuries, the laws to be adopted or made shall have force in all parts of the district. And for the execution of process, criminal and civil, the governor shall make proper divisions thereof, and he shall proceed from time to time, as circumstances may require, to lay out the parts of the district in which the Indian titles shall have been extinguished, into counties and townships, subject, however, to such alterations as may thereafter be made by the legislature. Section 9. So soon as there shall be 5,000 free male inhabitants of full age in the district, upon giving proof thereof to the governor, they shall receive authority with time and place to elect a representative from their counties or townships to represent them in the General Assembly, provided that for every 500 free male inhabitants there shall be one representative, and so on progressively with the number of free male inhabitants shall the right of representation increase until the number of representatives shall amount to 25, after which the number and proportion of representatives shall be regulated by the legislature, provided that no person be eligible or qualified to act as a representative unless he shall have been a citizen of one of the United States 3 years and be a resident in the district, or unless he shall have resided in the district 3 years, and in either case shall likewise hold in his own right in fee simple 200 acres of land within the same, provided also that a freehold in 50 acres of land in the district, having been a citizen of one of the states, and being resident in the district, or the like freehold and 2 years' residence in the district, shall be necessary to qualify a man as an elector of a representative. Section 10. The representatives thus elected shall serve for the term of 2 years, and in the case of death of a representative or removal from office, the governor shall issue a writ to the county or township for which he was a member to elect another in his stead to serve for the residue of the term. Section 11. The General Assembly or legislature shall consist of the governor, legislative council, and a House of Representatives. The legislative council shall consist of 5 members to continue in office 5 years unless sooner removed by Congress, any 3 of whom to be a quorum, and the members of the council shall be nominated and appointed in the following manner, to wit: as soon as representatives shall be elected, the governor shall appoint a time and place for them to meet together, and when met, they shall nominate 10 persons, residents in the district, and each possessed of a freehold in 500 acres of land, and return their names to Congress, 5 of whom Congress shall appoint and commission to serve as aforesaid, and whenever a vacancy shall happen in the council, by death or removal from office, the House of Representatives shall nominate 2 persons, qualified as aforesaid, for each vacancy, and return their names to Congress, 1 of whom Congress shall appoint and commission for the residue of the term. And every 5 years, 4 months, at least before the expiration of the time of service of the members of council, the said House shall nominate 10 persons qualified as aforesaid and return their names to Congress, 5 of whom Congress shall appoint and commission to serve as members of the council 5 years, unless sooner removed. And the governor, legislative council, and House of Representatives shall have authority to make laws in all cases for the good government of the district, not repugnant to the principles and articles in this ordinance established and declared. And all bills having passed by a majority of the House and by a majority in the council shall be referred to the governor for his assent, but no bill or legislative act whatever shall be of any force without his assent. The governor shall have power to convene, prorogue, and dissolve the General Assembly when in his opinion it shall be expedient.